Yes, it's not even 7 a.m. and we're already recording. I read all the papers already and I'm here back. Why? Because there are priorities in life, as easy as that. We are playing versus Rijeka this afternoon, so pay attention. I wanted to share with you all the latest news so that you are entering that game with some knowledge about the starting lineup. Did we already play versus that team? But also sharing you all the other news. Juventus Women that yesterday was unfortunately not able to qualify to the next round, but also Parisi interview, target of Juventus. What about Rabiot? What about Di Maria? Because those players could potentially leave for free at the end of the season. We'll speak about all these kind of things after you taking a coffee, drinking, waking up and preparing yourself to put a maximum of likes, subscribe to the channel. We start. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're ready because we are playing quite early, 2 p.m. Italian time, so it will be even earlier in Canada, but also in USA. You will have to be ready for that game. Really a friendly but an important one. Why? Because we could potentially see a lot of new players that we didn't even see the last time. We are discovering talent after talent after talent. First, we have to go back in history. Rijeka. Is it the first time that we are playing versus them? No. We already played 3 times. The first one in 66, a friendly 1-1. And then we played Coppa delle Coppe, a cup that doesn't exist anymore. 2 games. Home game in their home, Yugoslavia, because it was not yet Croatia in 1980. It was a 0-0, another draw, and then our win, 2-0 in our home with goals of Causio and Bettega. I was not born, you were not born probably, so we have to speak about this game, the game of this afternoon, that will be able to stream, or you will be able to watch it on Juventus TV, hopefully from the first minute of the game. I will do probably high chances a watch along as I did versus Arsenal. Put the notification ring on so that you are sure to not miss the video. Who can start today? Well, 11 players, 3-5-2. With Gazzetta dello Sport, we're seeing in that 3-man defense there is one change. Rugani out for Huijsen. Huijsen, another new upcoming talent, 2005. One of the stars of the under 19, not even under 23 next gen. Under 19, 2005. Netherlands player, we took him from Malaga. Note his name down because you will hear speaking about him in the future more and more and more. What about the midfield? Barbieri reconfirmed on the left, with on the other side Kostic on the left, Barbieri on the right. I'm sorry. McKennie, Locatelli and Fagioli in the middle, Milik and Keane. What are we learning from the lineup of Gazzetta dello Sport? Well, that Allegri is already thinking about the Cremonese game, starting to insert again the players that came back from the World Cup, Milik and, for example, Kostic and McKennie. McKennie, Milik, Kostic, already 3 players. We don't have already Szczesny here, could potentially play in that second half. Let's see. Beautiful lineup, absolutely, yes. Also a big sign of trust for Riccio and Barbieri, but also especially for Huijsen. Will it be that lineup? We are not sure. Tuttosport is giving us 11 other names. Perin in the goal, 3-5-2, with the same defense as we played versus Arsenal, reconfirming Riccio in that center of the defense after his fantastic performance versus the Reds, or from the Gunners, and then 5 men in the midfield. Iling from the start on the left, Barbieri on the right, Fagioli, Locatelli and Miretti in the middle. Who up front? Keane, and then a new position for Soulé, because Soulé as a left back was absolutely not working. Iling Jr could potentially be there, or Kostic. I'm not sure about the physical condition of Iling. Is he ready to start a game? Yet at the moment, after that tackle of Di Francesco, we will discover it. One thing is sure, well, Iling, he will have to prove himself. We'll talk about that in a second. Because what is really making me curious in that friendly is, like Tuttosport is saying, più forte ragazzi. Let's start even better, ragazzi, young kids. Let's do even better, kids. Let's prove yourself, kids. We are speaking about our baby Juve. Our baby Juve with 3 men on that front page. Iling Jr, Miretti and Fagioli. What about these 2 midfielders, Miretti, Fagioli? Well, one ended fantastically well last season, Miretti, with 4 consecutive games as a starter. Started that season fantastically well. Well, I bought his shirt. No, it's not there anymore. I bought his shirt because of the potential of the kid, but also what he was already showing, while after the Benfica game, because also of change of role, he had a bit more difficulties. While Fagioli started on the bench, he was a bit a ghost until the Lecce game, second half. He entered, and since that moment, a starter in every single game. Already 2 goals scored for Fagioli, 0 at the moment for Miretti, and then 9 presences for Fagioli, 18 already for our young Miretti. I'm curious in this lineup to see if we can already start judging again Miretti in his initial role. Not as a fake number 10 behind the only striker that can be Milik or that can be Moiskin. I want to see Miretti again on the middle of the field. Super important to be able to judge him. Soulé next to Keane could for me be really a revelation. I'm curious to see that guy, especially versus a team like Rijeka, where Juventus should potentially have more ball possession and also try to attack more than we did versus Arsenal, seeing the magic of Mattia Soulé. Let's see. Anyway, Iling Jr. today, he will fight from the start or in the second half to prove Allegri that his trust will be rewarded. Why? Because it was Allegri that really was observing Iling Jr. in under 23. He wanted to test him really a lot in the first team. He took him, he gave him his chance in Champions League, for example, but also already in Serie A, to say, guy, I trust you, show me. Unfortunately, Di Francesco, he stopped a bit, but that doesn't mean that Iling Jr. his career is over. No, he is back, and he already renewed until 2025. I'm curious. I need one more thing from Iling Jr. Is he a player also in Serie A or in Champions League or anyway with the first team that is able to give the same impact from the first minute of the game? I'm curious about that, and that's why I would love, if the physical condition is great from Iling Jr., to see him from the start. What about the other ones? Well, Keane is looking for a goal, looking really to score, to continue what he was doing versus Lazio, was unable to do it versus Arsenal. Gatti, he will have to prove himself. That also for him, he needs to repay the trust of not sending him on loan from Allegri, because Allegri is trusting Federico Gatti. What about the other players? Well, today we will not see Vlahovic, even if yesterday he was together with the number 14 and the number 8 of Juventus in the Juve store. They were taking selfies with the fans, they were signing autographs. It was quite nice to see the big smile also of Dusan Vlahovic in the Juve store. Yesterday we played a game, unfortunately the last game in Champions League, because we did a 0-0 for our Juventus Women versus Lyon. Lyon, that is the last winner of the Champions League for women. The 0-0 was good, beautiful result, yes, but unfortunately not enough to go to the next stage. Unfortunately, there was a controversial thing because we were not giving a penalty on Linette Berenstain. There is no VAR. There is no VAR. Anyway, they didn't go to the VAR because there was no VAR, and we didn't receive that penalty. It is what it is. We are out. We have to be proud about what Juventus Women is doing, because the constant growth is incredible. What about the other page? Corriere dello Sport is saying, tutto dice Napoli. Zenga, Walter, ex-Inter goalkeeper, but also goalkeeper from La Nazionale, World Cup 90, for example. He said everything is going to the direction of Napoli winning the Scudetto. Napoli that lost yesterday 4-1 in a friendly versus Lille. And then below you see that Rabiot is opening the players that will leave for free. Not only Rabiot, but there is probably Smalling still in contact with Juventus and Inter. There is Skriniar that can potentially leave, and even other players like Jorginho and Benzema that are playing abroad. Hey, pay attention to Benzema. Imagine Ballon d'Or. Would you love Benzema at Juventus, guys? We have other players that could also potentially leave. It's Di Maria that would love to go back to his favorite team, his childhood team, Rosario Central in Argentina. We already lived that moment with Tevez after 2 seasons going back where he wanted to be at Boca Juniors. Well, can he leave? Can be. Potentially, everything will be decided at the end of the season, even if Tutto Sport is saying pay attention, because if there are some big offers in January already, he could potentially leave. I don't believe that Di Maria could leave in January, then everything can happen. What about the other pages? Well, Gazzetta dello Sport is continuing to do some interviews in front of the hospital of Gianluca Vialli. We said it yesterday, disgusting behavior. Anyway, then they continue with their strange investigation. Double page about this time Chiellini that spoke in April to the judges and so on, to the investigators. Double page, I don't want to lose any time with that, because guys, they are really obsessed. And in the meanwhile, while Gazzetta is trying to troll Juventus with this kind of interview. FIFA World Cup is continuing to troll Cristiano Ronaldo. After saying that the GOAT debate was settled on their official Twitter page, well, yesterday they went with a tweet, thumbs up if you really enjoyed the FIFA World Cup with Cristiano Ronaldo, with a thumb up. The Cristiano Ronaldo fanboys were absolutely not loving it. I am not a Cristiano Ronaldo fanboy, but I think it was really disgusting from FIFA World Cup. Anyway, it is what it is. I promised you about that interview of Fabio Parisi. Who is he? He's actually a player that is playing at Empoli, young player, one of the best left backs of Serie A after Theo Hernandez. Well, big interview about his father, about him, blah 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 blah. And at a certain moment he said, of course, I want to save Empoli this year, and then from next season maybe going to a big club. Premier League, Serie A, other teams. He said, I really don't care, actually don't have a preference, but one thing that I really want to is a club that is trusting me, because I want to play. So if Juventus wants to go for Parisi, that's great, fantastic, but you will have to give him some confidence, you will have to give him some trust, but also telling him that he can be a potential starter. That will be important for any club to go on Parisi and sign him. Guys, are you ready for the game versus Rijeka? Let me know how excited you are. What are your predictions? Put it in the comment. Thank you for watching the video, even if it's super early. Thumbs up, like Cristiano Ronaldo. No, thumbs up, like the video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Grazie, forza Juve.